Welcome to a peaceful moment in time. Let your mind unwind and relax as we take you on a gentle journey designed to calm your thoughts and soothe your soul. Step away from the noise and find a quiet moment just for you. Let the peaceful sounds and stories guide you toward calm and serenity. Relax, breathe deeply, and let the calming stories wash over you. Join us for a moment of tranquility as we take you on a peaceful escape from the everyday. Unwinding. 1. And as I do, give yourself permission to relax. Increasing. 10. Sensing the support of the beneath you now, the floor, the bed, or the ground below. That sense the constancy of the earth hour. Feel the tranquility it provides at home. You experience a remember connection 9. You're secure, my. Your voice will only lead to safety. Locations enable my voice to serve as a safety anchor. As you get closer and closer tonight to rest. 8th. The day is over, regardless of what has. Whatever will be has been. Give yourself permission to be fully present in this. As ideas start to come, simply greet them and avoid conflict. Then recognize them as simply ideas, then allow them to drift. Take 7 and feel your body. Now observe any tension wherever you may still be. It's time to let go of holding. Perhaps you're suppressing your hands in your feet, perhaps in your. Just free your face. Let go now. 6. This is your. Right now, you have nowhere to be, nowhere to go, and nothing to do. You simply look at this. You deserve this moment. Rest and let that reality bring him more tranquilly. Breathe into that understanding now. 5. Observe the tranquility within. You know there it is always. There is peace within you. Here, all of the time, it's simply awaiting, observed and felt that tranquility. Now, maybe give it a little time. Now, I'm grateful for this. A moment for the straightforward. Items that the safety, the refuge you possess the capacity to simply lie. Here and hear my voice. 3. Pay attention to your body. Once more, are you holding anyone? Still genuinely let go. Let go now. Perhaps you're holding in your stomach, in your chest. 2. Start using your creativity. Now start to visualize yourself in a really old. You are surrounded by the ancient world, and it's lovely. 1. Giving go entirely. I'll tell you about tonight's sleep now. Narrative as you go closer to Babylon the legendary hanging. A tale of sleep. Gardens start to appear over the horizon in a magnificent scene that might not be like anything you've ever seen. So, where did you come from and how did you get here? This is irrelevant. It's just wonderful to know that you are now present in this magnificent old location, and above all, you are. You can explore and take pleasure in this without fear. Moment just for you from this perspective. The garden's architecture is impressive. Feet, they soar far over Babylon's municipal area. You are around 2.5 years old, and it's incredible. Thousands of years ago, and yet you are seeing something so amazing that it can remind you that even in the earliest early ages, people were able to do so, even though you're still outside a lot from here. The greenery of the city is seen. Plants, which contrast sharply with the sandy browny hues of The sun is starting to rise over the rest of this area. On the horizon, another Babylonian day is coming to an end as our closest. The star bids farewell to the day, but your journey here is just starting as you approach this magnificent place, a distinguished visitor from the people of Babylon's garden structure becomes increasingly apparent as you approach. A sequence of rising terraces that appear, built with a level of precision that indicates a sophisticated knowledge of both horticulture and architecture. Every terrace is like a giant stairway that raises the viewer's gaze to the sky. The lush greenery on these terraces overflows the edges that fall like green waterfalls, and there is a wonderful blend of native and exotic vegetation, species that punctuate with different tones of green. Red spots are added by vivid flowering plant bursts, both yellow and, from this far-off vantage point, the way the sunshine bounces off the blossoms and leaves are captivating. It enhances your beauty with a hint of orange. Observe how you firmly establish yourself in this, taking a moment to appreciate what you are going to discover, one of the most amazing buildings ever built. Take a deep breath in this time, in and a breath of release. Everything you are familiar with is far away. You are finally free and safe here. This is your. As soon as you notice the larger trees, leaves gently waving in the wind, generating a vibrant interaction between light and the entire building is a living shadow monument demonstrating the Babylonians' aspirations, rulers, their artisans' abilities, and gardeners. The gardens are bathed in a lovely glow as the sun sets, highlighting the textures with light, greenery, and the terraces' elaborate masonry. The gardens now seem like a welcoming sanctuary, reflection, and now you're on the busy streets of the evening, of the city of ancient Babylon. Vitality envelopes you like a loving hug right away, a hug from an elderly. You're welcome here, pal. Humorous, but as you survey all of the faces, you observe that they could appear at any moment in your considering that these are people just like you, or I was born in a new place. Yes, they most likely go around a little. Despite our differences, we are all products of the world in which we were born into, but you see, they're the same as you or me. That when they greet and grin, the structures are magnificent and majestic, with elaborate sculptures and colorful frescoes. They portray scenes from everyday life and Babylonian myths. The streets are bustling with activity, and traders are calling from their stalls, displaying a variety of products, including aromatic spices and many hues to richly colored cloths that drape like drapes in the. Perhaps one of the things you notice is the breeze. The majority are the various scents that maybe you have never smelt these scents before. Previously, what is that like? Perhaps it's similar to walking into a foreign planet, yet alone, planet where the air contains a variety of smells of freshly made flatbread with a thick, earthy aroma, breads from a local bakery, the market's abundance of citrus fruits and their tangy scent, booths and the sporadic scent of sweet, scent from onlookers wearing their best. Clothes you see aren't all that different from what you or I wear. The noises are equally as diverse as the steady chatter of a loom, the sculptor's keen touch, chisel and a conversation's melodic flow in a singing language, both with history and as you navigate. Street traffic in the city progressively gives place to a more peaceful atmosphere, and now before you are the legendary hangings entrance. The gateway and gardens is a masterpiece in itself, encircled by tall walls and embellished with elaborate mosaics of dragons and lions, emblems of regal authority and safeguarding. And as you get closer to the verdant, the Hanging Gardens oasis, a serene, secure figure appears from the. Your attention is drawn to the shadows cast by the tall date palms. She instantly stands with a calm demeanor. Her presence of authority is just as commanding as it is. Samara, your guide, is a mystery woman whose story is intimately entwined with. The gardens serve as the foundation for the flourishing flora. Wearing a beautiful indigo robe here, embellished with elaborate golden stitching that shines in the sun with each. She moves with a sense of knowledge and timeless, with long hair and weaved in ebony or lapis strands, lazuli reflecting the well-known targates. Hues emerges as a vivid shade of. The depths of the Mesopotamian are contained within amber. History and an understanding that implies she has seen the gardens. Expansion since their founding. When she makes her introduction, her voice is both forceful and melodious, resonating with the quiet of the. In the distance, Euphrates shows you that she is an offspring of the architects who created these gardens, is a custodian of old mysteries and tales transmitted through. Her entire life is devoted to upholding the memory of. This wonder guarantees that the elegance and creativity of the life of her ancestors. As you stroll next to her, she explains the amazing feats of engineering that were performed to produce this suspended. Eden begins to explain the difficult to you. System of pumps and aqueducts, a wonder of the ancient. A planet made to transport water from the Euphrates River to these high gardens makes a delicate hand gesture. She describes how this involves creating images in the air. The locations serve as both a symbol of love and evidence of human creativity and resolve as she speaks, her voice blending in perfectly with. The background noise enhances the tranquility of the gardens. She says, King Nebuchadnezzar, too, wanted to win over his. We started working on this. Wonder, but it was his people's inventiveness that. The gardeners and architects who made his vision a reality. Imagine if she persists in a water-scarce area, producing something so lush and living. It needed not only talent, but also a profound knowledge of the sea and land as she talks about the sound of water running through an old aqueduct makes her appear heavier. Words, and now you're standing on a lovely, listening to her on a terrace with a view of the city. The gardens were constructed as a representation of human aptitude to rebel against the arid climate of Babylon. Samara's hand motions to the different plants that are all carefully selected and cared for. Every tree and shrub in this area tells a tale of endurance and insight transmitted through centuries later. As you continue to explore the lush Hanging Gardens terraces with Sam, this location's inherent harmony is much more highlighted by its tiny lively. It appears that the gardens offer more than just a haven for vegetation, as well as a range of birds, and each animal contributes to the charm of this paradise. Amid a cluster of blossoming bushes, you see a rush of little birds' feathers in a colorful show. Bright hues dart vivaciously from branch to branch. Samara stops to watch. The Babylonian sunbirds are these, explains as you pass beneath a fruit canopy. The tiny group of Babylonians is surrounded by laden trees. Macs are not very visible. Agile and curious monkeys with expressive faces observe. They are the natural inhabitants of the garden, and you are curious. Zamara observes that cares assist with pruning trees as well as in seed distribution. The monkeys traverse the trees using alleviate their amusing antics by showcasing the colorful. Living in the garden's more sedate area, where the plants are, you find a tiny air cooler that is denser. A pair of magnificent peacocks prance around this clearing, gently following behind with their long, shimmering tails. Them as one of them fans its tail, showcasing a striking collection of. Perhaps the pure beauty of these colors strikes you. Peacocks are symbols of protection and nobility, Samara comments, and participated in these gardens since their beginning, with every animal and bird you come across in the hanging gardens add a special allure to the. You are their home, and this is yours. It's really lovely, guest. Look about you now and tell me what you breathe here as you ascend up into the. Tomorrow's gardens take you to a little region abundant in medicinal. Here, the air is colored with a variety of delicate plants. Since Samara stops next to a bright green shrub, she touches the leaves while she says this. The Euphrates mint is renowned for its calming properties. She crushes a leaf between her properties. Fingers, a new, fragrant perfume permeates the. The essence of the air is keen but comforting, and she explains is used to treat stomach issues and soothe the psyche. Babylonian healers frequently recommend it as a treatment for discomforts. 4. You inhale the mint to relieve stress, and it only results in a slight increase in internal release. It helps you become even more intimate with the natural world of. Samara takes you to a modest, humble, Mesopotamian plant with exquisite purple flowers. According to Samara, lavender is a plant that is valued for its therapeutic properties and soothe. Its aroma is thought to help certain intrepidation as you lean, in order to breathe in the lovely flowery aroma that you get a rush of unwinding, the light scent relieving any extra anxiety. Let it all happen now. Nothing matters. As you continue on the trail, you come across the Babylonian aloe's distinctively thick, meaty leaves, contrasting sharply with the softer. Samara cuts off a tiny bit of greenery, exposing the transparent drill. She claims that within this is a miracle of healing. It moisturizes the skin and relieves burns. This has been incorporated into our therapeutic practices for centuries. The chilly feel of the gel is immediately soothing, demonstrating its healing characteristics as the stroll. As you proceed, you see a tree with tiny, vivid yellow, the golden date palm's fruits. Samara says that dates aren't only diet, but they are abundant in medicine, nutrients which give them energy and vitality. According to Babylonians, These dates are the wellspring of life and rejuvenation. Earthy smells blend with the sweet aroma of ripe dates, surrounding you, producing an atmosphere that is both stimulating and every plant in the garden has a unique way of healing. Tale, a fragment of old wisdom transmitted through ages and Samara's profound comprehension of these. The characteristics of plants add layers to your encounter in this amazing, a location that turns your stroll into an adventure through the old, the art of well-being and healing. The rustling noises of the gardens stops the water's flow and the gentle sound of Samara's voice. Each of them adds to this feeling of deep inner well-being that makes you feel connected and at home. With the historic world, take another glance around. What do you observe? The height of the trees in this artificial. Where is it? It's incredible that the sun has already set and the first stars of the night is starting to reveal their lovely faces. And as the day progressively wanes, you ascend to the highest level with Samara. The hangs level in the gardens of. When Babylon reaches the pinnacle, you are on a terrace providing a broad perspective of ancient Babylon. Throughout the city, beneath the torchlight, is a sight to behold, the distant light. The area beyond the horizon is vast, and from this position, the view's point is amazing. And now you're under a sky of a large number of stars, and Samara highlights a number of them as you stand here. Constellations relating Babylonian tales, mythology, and astrology are amusing too. Believe that these individuals had their own historical history of the constellations that she describes how they served as a source of wisdom and direction for the ancient Babylonians, a means of negotiating life's intricacies into the universe. You observe the surrounding trees and flora. You're very modest, giving without expecting anything in return. This age-old method of bringing the natural world into our constructed regions so you can comprehend it in this. At this moment, the natural greenery is really lovely. Trees provide a great deal of peace. A lot. Tranquilly, and now in the gentle light of the. You follow Starlight Samara to a remote section of the terrace where a luxurious sleeping space has been set up, modified specifically for you, surrounded by lovely flowers. A beautiful bed with bushes and soft hanging mosses awaits its linens, which are exquisite and hospitable, fashioned from the softest. The bed's Babylonian cotton is positioned such that while you lie, you can look at the stars. The open sky is a natural canopy. You examine more closely. The frame of the bed is made of exquisitely polished wood with detailed carvings that show scenes of lions and Babylonian legends, dragon, and other fantastical animals that appear to be watching over you. The mattress is luxuriously protected, thick and dangling from the terrace around the bed. The transparent curtains that cover the walls bow softly at night. Beside the bed, a little wooden. The oil lamp on the table is flickering, gently emitting a golden. A tiny vase of darkness is also resting on the table. Jasmine blooms are delicate when they bloom, scent wafting through the atmosphere, blending with the inherent perception of the. You thank Samara and bid her good night in the gardens, sincerely for demonstrating her word to you. World G serves as a link to the past, and you can see her whenever you'd like. She wishes you well once again, night, and abandons you in Pete. The sounds of the garden surround you as you get comfortable on the bed. You are the faraway symphony of soft rustles, water and the night's gentle, melodic music. Birds, the air is crisp and chilly. Here in this wonderful bed, position yourself far above the ancient city you just let go of. Go enjoy the beauty of the gardens and the absence of cares. As you are lulled into serenity by the night sky, you relax and remove your oil. Bulge, and your eyes will soon be extremely thick and beneath the cover of stars and encircled by the hangings wonders. You find yourselves in gardens, slipping smoothly into a serene, healing